This is Anne. She was a young orphan girl who lived all alone in a small, old hut that once belonged to her late parents. Life had not been easy for Anne, but she was a strong and determined girl. Even though she lost her parents at a young age, she refused to let sorrow and pain break her spirit. Anne made up her mind that no matter how hard life became, she would work hard and become somebody great. She wanted to make her late parents proud. Every single day, she remembered her mother's last words. "Anne, always be a good girl, and never give up on life." Those words became her strength. To support herself and pay her school fees, Anne started selling fruits in the village market. She would wake up early every morning, go to the nearby farms, buy fresh fruits, and set up her small fruit stand. People loved buying from her because of her kindness, honesty, and bright smile. Her stall was always full of customers, and many people in the village admired her hard-working nature. After the day's work, Anne would return to her little hut, take a bath, eat something small, and then read her school books by the dim light of a lantern. Before going to bed, she would kneel by her mat and pray sincerely to God. She would say, "Lord, I know I am all alone, but I believe you are with me. Please help me, protect me, and bless the work of my hands. Let me make my parents proud someday." Though Anne didn't have a luxurious life, she had peace in her heart. She was content, focused, and full of hope. She believed that as long as she stayed truthful, humble, and prayerful, one day her life would change for the better. This is how Anne's journey began, with pain, faith, and a deep desire to rise above her past and become a shining light to the world. As the days passed, Anne continued to grow into a very beautiful young lady. Her natural beauty always caught people's attention wherever she went. Whenever she stepped out to go to the market or school, men would gather around her, admiring her and praising her beauty. Some would say things like, "God really took his time to create this girl." Others would try to get her attention, hoping she would notice them. Many young men tried their luck, hoping Anne would give them a chance to be close to her. But Anne was different. She wasn't moved by their sweet words or fake promises. Anne had already made a strong vow to herself. She promised never to defile herself or lose focus because of any man. She said she would only give her heart to a man after her education, and only through marriage. Her dream was to succeed, become great, and make her late parents proud. No amount of attention or temptation could change that. Instead of wasting time on relationships, Anne focused on her books. She studied hard, helped others in class, and always stayed on the right path. People admired her beauty, but those who knew her admired her discipline and determination even more. One day, something very big happened in her school. Their principal gathered all the students in the school assembly and made an announcement. He said, "Students, I have great news. Very soon a big examination will be taking place in this school. This is not an ordinary exam. It is sponsored by a group of foreigners who want to help bright students. The best student in this exam will receive a full scholarship to the United States of America. The winner will study there and also be given a job after their education." The whole school became noisy with excitement. Everyone started talking about the exam. It was like a golden opportunity, one that could change someone's life forever. Many students started preparing for the exam immediately. Anne's heart was beating fast. She knew this was the kind of opportunity she had been praying for. That night, Anne knelt down as usual and prayed, "O Lord, you know how I have suffered. You know how much I want to make my parents proud. Please, help me to pass this exam. Let this be the answer to my prayers. I want to make it in life, and I want to be a blessing to others too." From that day on, Anne became even more serious with her studies. She stopped selling fruits for a while and used every free time she had to prepare for the exam. People around her noticed her focus and started praying for her. After the announcement at school, Anne returned home quietly. She sat alone in her small hut, deep in thought. Her heart was heavy. She kept thinking about the exam the principal told them about. She knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But fear and doubt began to fill her mind. What if I don't pass the exam? She thought. What if I lose this chance to change my life? Tears began to roll down her cheeks. She knelt down in the middle of her hut and cried out to God with all her heart. "Dear God," she said, "you are all I have. I have no mother, no father, no one to help me. Please don't let me fail. Please help me pass this exam so I can make my parents proud and become somebody great in life." As Anne was still crying, something strange and powerful happened. The atmosphere in the hut changed. A cool wind blew through the window. Suddenly, a gentle voice called her name. "Anne, Anne, Anne." Anne quickly looked up, and to her greatest shock, standing before her was her late mother, dressed in white, looking peaceful and glowing. Anne's eyes widened in disbelief. "Don't cry, my daughter," her mother said calmly. "Everything will be fine. I have come to help you." Her mother stretched out her hand and gave Anne a beautiful pendant with her picture inside it. "Wear this pendant on the day of the exam," she said. "You will see what will happen." Before Anne could say a word, her mother smiled and disappeared into the thin air. Anne sat quietly for a long time, staring at the pendant. She wondered, what could this pendant do for me? But deep down, she believed in her mother's words. On the day of the exam, Anne took her bath early, wore her clean uniform, and gently placed the pendant around her neck. She held it close to her chest and whispered, "Please, Mama, be with me today." As the exam began, something unbelievable happened. The picture in the pendant started talking softly to her, guiding her through the exam questions one by one. Her mother's calm voice was whispering the answers into her ears, but no one else could hear it. Anne was shocked but thankful. She smiled with confidence as she wrote, and before long she had completed the entire exam with ease. After the exam, Anne rushed home, full of joy. She danced around her small hut, lifted her hands to the sky, and shouted, "Thank you, God, thank you, Mama." A few days later, the result of the exam came out, and Anne's name was at the top of the list. She had scored the highest in the whole school. She had won the scholarship to travel to the United States of America to further her education. Her joy knew no bounds. It was like a dream. For the first time, the whole village celebrated her. People who once ignored her now clapped for her. They admired her strength, focus, and faith. Anne was flown to the U.S., where she continued her education in a beautiful school with everything she ever dreamed of. She never forgot her roots. Every day, she prayed and thanked God for remembering her and using her mother to help her. She promised herself to help other orphans when she succeeds in life. Anne became a voice of hope to the hopeless, a light to the world. Moral lessons. 1. Never give up, no matter how hard life gets. Hold on to your dreams and stay focused. 3. Prayer works. Trust God in everything. 4. Your background does not determine your future. 5. Purity, discipline, and hard work bring great rewards. Thank you message. Thank you so much for listening to Anne's inspiring story. I hope it touched your heart and reminded you that no situation is too hard for God to turn around. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more powerful stories that teach and inspire. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our uploads. Stay blessed, stay focused, and always believe in yourself.